If you hadn't yet come to the realization that you should really add these fragrances to your collection, this video is really going to help with that. And in terms of your wallet or your bank account's sake, it's not going to be too happy. Today I'm going to tell you some reasons why you should really consider adding these scents to your collection. These are the type of fragrances here that are, in a way, almost like orbiters. You know, they're kind of around. You hear them talked about every now and then. They're always spoken highly of, but they're not necessarily scents that are like hype beasts. You know, they're not the staples that you would imagine that every collector would necessarily have. They're not that obvious. However, they are amazing. They're incredible. And chances are you've probably thought, yeah, I should get that at some point. You've probably had that exact thought about a lot of these, and you just haven't done it yet. Now's your time. And I guess that's kind of me projecting because I've had the same thoughts about a good number of these. And so today I'm going to share them with you. If you're after some new and exciting fragrances to add to your collection, maybe these are some scents that you've been putting off for a long time or just been on the fence about, maybe this video will help you along. You know, like I always say, sampling and doing your due diligence is always a smart move, you know, if you're especially just starting out. If you're someone that has been in the game for a while now and you know what you like and you're able to kind of look at the note breakdown, absorb some information on it and decide if that's something you're going to like without smelling it first, i.e. doing a blind buy, then that's a great way to go as well. It just depends on where you're at in your collecting hobby, so I'm going to leave that up to you. I will leave links to these down below. Purchasing through discounters is simply just going to be the best move because you'll find the retail price on a lot of these are pretty high. Discounter price is considerably lower, so definitely go that route. I also have a mailing list and texting list you can sign up to. There have been some incredible drops lately. A lot of rare stuff, discontinued stuff popping up, great deals, new fragrances hitting discounters already. A whole bunch of craziness going on within the past few days, just that time of year. So if you want to be the first to know about all of that great stuff, get on my mailing list and texting list at the link and number down below. I promise you won't regret it. And again, you're going to be in the loop. You're going to be the first to know about anything important and exciting going on. Okay, let's go with Laik Ombre Noir first up. Okay, this was one that you might have heard about here and there and thought, yeah, I should get that, but haven't. Or maybe this is one you haven't heard of at all because this has been a little bit under the radar and it's been out for a few years. Never got that big hype push, you know. So I'm here to tell you this is impressive. If you're after something unique, give it a try. It's got cognac, tobacco, and cinnamon. It's warm and spicy. It's boozy, it's sweet, it smells amazing. And for fall and winter time, this is like the epitome of that time of year. And so now would be the time to get this one. Generally speaking, you're looking at around $70, sometimes a bit less, sometimes right on about 70 bucks. So if you're in that price range, 60 to 70, you're doing pretty good. Retail is up closer to 100, so decent savings there. I think this stuff is amazing. It's one where it's easy to overlook because it's from Laik, and nothing wrong with Laik at all. They have some hits, you know, the Ombre Noir line. They're cheapies and they're amazing. That's kind of the ones that they're most known for. But what I'm saying is they're not Dior or Chanel or Armani or YSL or Gucci, where all of those scents, regardless if they're good or bad, get hyped up when they first come out. Not the case with Laik as a whole. So this is one where it flies a bit under the radar, but it is worth looking into. Next up, we have Tom Ford Bitter Peach. So, you know, this is not Tobacco Vanille. This is not Oud Wood, right? This isn't, you know, Amber Absolute, or pick your favorite Tom Ford private blend. There's a lot of them, right? All of the hyped up ones, which there are a considerable amount of really popular ones. Ombre Leather, of course, right? Ombre Leather 16 when we're talking private blends, and so on. You know, you've heard about a lot of those. You probably have a lot of those or have tried them before. Bitter Peach is one that's still a bit new, but I don't think it's getting near the amount of recognition that it should, because it really is more than just peach. You know, you look at the bottle, you look at the name, and you think, oh, it's a summer scent and it's going to be boring, but that couldn't be further from the truth. So besides the peach, it has rum. It's got some blood orange, some patchouli. There's a lot of other notes as well, but those are some of the highlights there. So yeah, you heard that right. Rum, patchouli, you know, along, of course, with that bright, juicy peach. It's interesting. It's almost kind of like a summer gourmand in one way or another. It's great for spring. It's great for early summer or summer evenings, climate controlled, whatever. And it's also great for fall and winter time, believe it or not. It might not look like it, but it is, because look at the notes, and more importantly, smell it. There's some depth and some sweetness behind this one to where it does hold up. It's got impressive performance. You know, private blends can be a little bit hit or miss, and they're always going to be expensive. So, you know, sometimes you get great performance out of them, sometimes you don't. This is one where I have pretty good luck from it. All around, I would say Bitter Peach is one where it's kind of on the outskirts. You know, it hasn't broken into the hype chamber yet, but I really do think it is worth checking out. Next up, we have Polo Cologne Intense by Ralph Lauren. This one's got basil, mint, and some ambroxan in here. So what I love about this is it smells quite a bit similar to Polo Green, although it's Polo Green with a very modern twist. So taking that green, masculine DNA and just bringing it up to today's standards, essentially. So going heavy on the aromatics and dumping in a lot of ambroxan as well. And now you have something that smells a little bit like a throwback scent, but with a modern touch. And I really like it. You know, Polo Green, just the original, is not something that I would get super excited about wearing these days. I think that's more going to be a nostalgic scent. If you grew up wearing Polo Green, it might be one that you still wear, you know, going into 2024. For me, I didn't grow up wearing that. I don't have that type of connection to it. For me, there are a lot of other better options, again, because I don't have that connection to it. And so that would be something like Polo Cologne Intense. I really do like this one. Just bringing back a DNA that has been around for years and done very well, just with a bit of a twist, an interesting twist. This stuff is also cheap, at least in comparison to some of the others from the line, and just in general. This is a, let me make sure I get this right, 8.2 ounce, 237 ml, I think it says, 227 or 237, I think, bottle. So did you catch that? 8.2 ounce ginormous bottle. And I did not pay a lot of money for this. I think it was $60, maybe $70. It wasn't as much as you would think, okay? And it ended up working out. The price per milliliter, it was like hard to even pass up on it. And yes, this is way overkill for someone with this many fragrances. I'm totally aware of that. Honestly, though, it just does look pretty cool. And again, the price per mil, it just kind of, it drew me in. Narciso Rodriguez Blue Noir Parfum. It's definitely one you should consider, and you've heard about it before, definitely. It's currently the newest release within the line. Honestly, it's probably their best as well. So it's got iris, has musk, has some cypress in here, some tonka bean, all of that good stuff. Some warm spices, some cardamom. If I didn't say that already, I don't think I did, but this one's great. It's woody with a sweet iris. So a little bit fresh, a little bit sweet, a little bit clean as well. This kind of has a lot of everything going on. So because of that, you get supreme usability out of this one. Like, there's not a situation that you couldn't wear this for. Also, there really isn't a time of year that you couldn't wear this one during either. Summer would probably be your least best bet, although it could still easily be done if you're really wanting to. But spring, fall, winter, right? All those times of year where it's just a little bit more mild or on the colder side, this is going to work great because it has that balance of a little bit clean and fresh and woody and then sweet as well. You might look at this and think, oh, it's just another iris scent, and it's, you know, a fair thought, right? Because it happens in waves. You know, first it's, oh, ambroxan. Every brand is releasing an ambroxan scent. And then it's aquatics and so on, right? Iris is another one of those trends where it's running crazy and not slowing down really. But I will say this one does bring something new to the table where it's combining a sweet iris with a fresh base. You know, Prodalome is fresh and fresh. DHI, VUI, Gentleman EDP, Iris Empire, sweet and sweet. So this one is a little bit different in that regard. Tonka Cola by Mansara is up next. This guy's been out for, what, a couple of years now, so not that long. However, if it's one that you've been kind of holding off on for some reason, I recommend for about $104, $105, usually is what this one is going for, to just go ahead and toss it in your cart. This one's got Coca-Cola. It has cherry, cinnamon, so it truly does smell like cola off the top. It's fizzy, has a warm sweetness to it as well. You get some of those Mansara touches in here in the dry down. It's great. It's super fun. It's playful. It's unique and interesting. This is essentially their take on Rosa Creation E, although it's more wearable, less grown up smelling, and still just different. You know, it doesn't have the tobacco and it doesn't have the boozy notes and everything like that, but you do get that kind of fizzy, cola-y, almost root beery smell as well that people often, you know, say that Creation E gives off. So this is not a clone, okay? There are some major differences, but if you wanted to look at it that way and it just kind of gives people something to base it off of, that would be about the closest thing. Other than that, it kind of just goes off in its own direction. It's got great performance in typical Mansara fashion. It is amazing smelling. It's great for this time of year. And given that they're rolling out some parfums now, I would imagine in a few years we're going to get an intense Tonka Cola Extrait, which is unnecessary, just like intense red tobacco, but I'm sure they'll do it, and I'm already excited for it. Prada Luna Rosa Ocean Eau de Parfum is a very easy one to just completely write off altogether and, you know, laugh at it, but this is one of their best works. I would go as far as to say it slots in right behind Luna Rosa Black, and you guys know how much I love that one. This one's got vanilla, amber, extreme, frankincense, smoky, sweet, woody, masculine. It's great. It's the furthest thing from an aquatic or ocean smelling scent. It's pretty far off from Ocean EDT. I don't know what they were thinking here. I've said this ad nauseum at this point, not going to get into it, but this is far above what they've been putting out within this line and elsewhere. And so I really do think if they would have put this into a whole new line or did something else with it, it would do a lot better. But because it's tied to Ocean, which wasn't all that well received in the community, that is, I just don't see this one doing as well as I think it could. And so, you know, it's one of those ones where you just might not even think you would ever want to pick it up. But give it a try, at least. You know, bare minimum, buy a sample, go into store and smell it. But it is impressively good. Next up, Jean Paul Gaultier Les Beaux Les Parfums. So, been around for a little while now. I really like this one because it's another summer gourmand. So, has coconut, pineapple, some tonka bean in here. It smells great. And again, you know, this is the type of thing that is super sweet, you know, and that's typically sweet and summer scents don't always go together hand in hand in the same sentence. Normally it's like, oh, avoid the sweet scents in summer, but this is the type of thing where it smells like summertime. It smells tropical. It smells like vacation. And if you're conscious of the amount of sprays that you're doing and you just have kind of a handle on what you're doing at this point, if you've been collecting and wearing fragrances long enough, you can kind of understand how to pull stuff off like this in the summer heat. I mean, you know, people do it all the time. People buy Eros, you know, non-cologne guys. They'll buy one cologne, Eros 1 million, and they'll wear it all year, even in summertime, and it works great for them. Might not be the most ideal choice, but gets the job done. Same with something like this. I think it's best for summer, even though it is so sweet. Being a little bit more specific, I see this one great for summer evenings, going out, playful, you know, good for all that stuff. Another one that might be easy to avoid or sleep on or forget about, but it's a great flanker. Next up, we have Burberry Hero. This is the Eau de Parfum. This is miles better than the EDT. It's got benzoin, cedar, and incense. It's very woody, very masculine, smoky as well, and not falling in the typical tropes of new modern releases where they're very sweet or, you know, blue or aquatic or fresh or whatever. Mostly very sweet. Quite the opposite. Woody, strong, spicy, smoky, and masculine. So a little bit more of a throwback style, more of a traditional men's scent. And again, like I said, the original Hero is not all that great in my opinion. It's got a lot of vetiver and stuff, and it's fine. It works, gets the job done, but this one is the one to get. And I think, you know, you could easily avoid the original and just go for this and be happy. Presentation is nice as well. Nice little touch here from Burberry. Magnetic cap as well. As you can see there, my cap makes some weird noises, but it is what it is. One where if you can get it on discounters for a fair price, definitely worth picking up. Next up from Diesel, which is a very beloved designer brand when it comes to fragrances, right? Not really, but it's Diesel Bad Intense. You know, you never hear anybody get excited about a new Diesel scent, right? You just don't hear that. And really, how often are they putting out new scents? I actually have no idea. Actually, they did put out that one, what was it? This right here, what is it? Diesel for Successful Living. What is the name of it though? I don't know, but it's this here. They put this out recently within the past couple years. And this one actually reminded me a little bit of like Armani Code Absolute or something like that. Let me try it real quick because now I'm curious. It was something. A lot of vanilla and stuff. A little bit. Yeah, I can't remember. But it does have some of that going on. It's fresh, lavender as well, all that good stuff. We're not talking about this though. But I digress. Bad Intense. While it does have a bad name, the scent is actually really good. And this one's got nutmeg, has woody notes, it has white tobacco, so it's a little bit more of a fresh kind of floral tobacco note, not super smoky and tarry and strong and dark. Nutmeg spiciness, just some masculine woods, like a cedar wood and that sort of thing in here. There's caviar, which is, you know, I've got no idea about that. Never had it. Don't know what it smells like, but it's in there. Probably more of a marketing thing, and it's pretty cool. You know, again, it's Diesel. But this is good. You know, it's affordable. It's mass pleasing to the gills. I mean, this is the type of thing that people will just go crazy for whatever reason. It just works. It's a cheap one to throw in your collection and use as a dumb reach or use as a room freshener if you wanted. It's worth checking out. Last up, a Homage Reflection 45, ending this one on an expensive note, no doubt. Retail on this puppy is $500. That's steep, you know, that really is. In terms of discounters, oftentimes you're going to get it for a little bit below $300. Actually, just a day or two ago, it popped up for $293, I think it was, and it sold out quick. It was a very limited amount too, so I couldn't even send out an email for it because there wasn't enough. It would have sold out instantaneously, so I don't do that. You know, I'm not going to get people's hopes up. I did post on my community tab about it. Generally, when stuff comes in stock in smaller amounts where I can't send out an email or a text because there's not enough, I'll throw it up on the community tab, and it still gave you guys a chance to pick it up. And again, even there, it sold out quick. But I digress. This is the one to get. This is Homage Reflection Man, just stronger, heavier, richer, and with actual good performance, because that's a big, you know, disadvantage to the original that a lot of people have pointed out over the years. It doesn't perform that good, at least not anymore. That does come with a major cost, you know, and it's not in the cards for everybody. I get it. But if you are wanting to spend some money, you know, and you want one of the most classy and sophisticated gentleman scents to ever exist, Reflection Man is that DNA, and the 45 Extrait is just the cream of the crop. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. Some amazing scents that you probably didn't really realize that you needed until now. So definitely check these out, do some sampling, some blind buying, whatever floats your boat. I'll link them down below. And like I said, jump on my mailing list and texting list. You'll be the first to be notified about restocks, sales, deals, new stuff coming into stock, discontinued fragrances popping up, all of that stuff. Everything usually sells pretty quick, so make sure you get on there and monitor your email box and your texting list, your home screen on your phone. If you do text, that's the best way to go because you get the notification immediately. It's going to help you a ton. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.